The Vansuny USB-C flash drive and the Lexar D50E are both dual connector drives, both listed at what looks like comparable price points, and both claim fast USB 3.0 speeds. But what customers actually experience when they plug these drives into their phones, laptops, and tablets tells a completely different story, and this video gives you a clear answer on which one is worth buying. Compatibility is the most critical category in this comparison, and the Vansuny's customer feedback on this point is specific enough to lead with. Multiple Vansuny customers report that the Type-C connector is physically too wide to fit into many smartphones, a design issue that makes the drive non-functional for its primary intended use case before the user even tries to transfer a file. Additional compatibility problems include failure to work with iPhones entirely, reported issues with Linux computers, and failure to function in car audio systems despite the product listing advertising those use cases. The drive is formatted in exFAT by default, which works on most modern devices but requires attention if reformatting is needed. The practical result for a meaningful segment of buyers is a drive that arrives, fails to fit or connect, and goes back in the box. The Lexar D50E was specifically engineered for broad compatibility with both USB-A and USB-C devices, and is explicitly documented as compatible with iPhone 17, Android smartphones, PCs, and Mac. The Lexar App Photo Backup function works on both iOS and Android for direct mobile backup without a computer. Lexar's dual connector design has been through the engineering quality control that a brand with decades in the storage industry applies to connector dimensions and interface standards. The D50E connects cleanly across the device types it advertises. For a flash drive that primarily exists to move files between a phone and a laptop, the Vansuny's documented connector fit issues are a foundational problem that no speed rating or price advantage can offset. Edge. Lexar D50E decisively. Both drives advertise USB 3.0 compatibility and claim fast transfer performance. The gap between what they deliver is substantial. The Vansuny is marketed around USB 3.0 speeds, and the listing gives a specific benchmark, transferring a 4 GB movie from the drive to a smartphone in approximately 40 seconds, with reverse transfer taking around 2 minutes. That is a real-world speed estimate rather than a peak theoretical figure, which is actually useful framing. However, customer feedback on actual speeds is split. Some users report quick transfers consistent with the listing, while others describe extremely slow transfers that do not reflect USB 3.0 performance. Inconsistent real-world speeds from the same listed product suggest controller or NAND quality variation, which is common in off-brand storage. The Lexar D50E is a solid-state dual drive rated for up to 400 megabytes per second read and 360 megabytes per second write, 4 times faster than USB 3.0 baseline performance when connected to a compatible port. That is not incremental improvement. For moving large files, a full camera shoot, a video project, a game backup, the D50E completes the transfer in a fraction of the time. The solid-state architecture also means those speeds are consistent across the drive storage, rather than degrading as the drive fills, which is a behavior pattern that affects some flash drive NAND configurations. Speed consistency matters as much as peak speed, and the D50E delivers on both. Edge. Lexar D50E, on speed and consistency. The Vansuny includes a keychain loop, a detail that makes it genuinely convenient to keep the drive attached to a key ring or bag zipper for quick access. That physical convenience is useful for anyone who wants the drive available at all times without digging through a bag. The drive is lightweight and compact, fitting the standard flash drive profile most people expect. The Lexar D50E uses a durable metal housing with a swivel design that protects both connectors when not in use. Metal construction provides meaningfully better physical durability than the plastic housing typical of budget flash drives, and the swivel eliminates the cap loss problem that makes traditional flash drives frustrating over time. The D50E's build reflects the material standards of a branded storage manufacturer with quality control processes behind the product. Off-brand storage products, regardless of their listed specifications, carry inherent uncertainty around the quality and consistency of the NAND memory and controller chips inside the enclosure. Those components directly determine real-world performance, longevity, and data integrity. Brand-name storage manufacturers like Lexar validate their internal components through testing processes that are not standard for unbranded or lesser-known manufacturers. For a device whose entire purpose is protecting files, that manufacturing background matters in ways that do not appear on a product listing. Edge. Lexar D50E, on build materials and manufacturing reliability. The Vansuny lists compatibility with Windows 7, 8, 10, XP, 2000, ME, NT, Linux, and Mac OS, an extensive list that covers legacy systems going back 2 decades. It also lists a wide range of supported video and audio formats, which reflects a drive designed for media playback directly from the drive on compatible devices. For users plugging into older machines, legacy systems, or media players that require specific format support, that breadth of listed compatibility is notable. However, the Vansuny explicitly states it is only compatible with C-port-enabled mobile phones and computers. iPhone users are incompatible. Users who encounter the connector width issue have no workaround. The listed compatibility and the experienced compatibility for a meaningful portion of buyers do not align. The Lexar D50E's compatibility documentation is tighter and more reliably matched to actual user experience. iPhone 17 support is explicitly confirmed. Android, Mac, and Windows compatibility is consistent across user reports. The Lexar app extends functionality for mobile users who want organized photo backup rather than raw file drag and drop. Edge. Lexar D50E on reliable real-world compatibility. Vansuny on legacy system format breadth. The Lexar D50E's product listing does not prominently feature hardware-level AES encryption in the way some Lexar drives do. For buyers whose primary concern is file security on a portable drive, this is worth noting, The Lexar D40E from the previous comparison includes 256-bit AES encryption and may be a better fit for that specific need at a lower price point. The Vansuny does not document encryption features either. Neither drive in this comparison positions itself as a primary security solution. Edge. Even neither drive leads on security in this specific matchup. Both drives are being compared at 128 gigabytes, which covers most everyday portable storage needs, carrying a working project, holding a photo library, or maintaining a media collection for travel. At this capacity, the use case is the same regardless of which drive you choose. The Lexar D50E is available in capacities up to 1 terabyte, which significantly expands its usefulness for buyers who grow beyond the 128 gigabyte starting point without wanting to buy a different category of device. The Vansuny's maximum available capacity is not specified at the same scale, which limits its growth potential for buyers thinking long-term. Edge. Lexar D50E on scalability. The Vansuny's built-in keychain loop is a genuinely practical design feature that the Lexar D50E does not include. For buyers who want the drive physically attached to their keys, their bag, or their lanyard at all times, available the moment they need it without searching a pocket or a bag, that keychain integration is a legitimate everyday convenience. It is a small thing, but small things matter when a device is meant to be used constantly and without friction. The D50E's top-rated 400 megabytes per second read speeds require a host device with a USB 3.2 Gen 2 compatible port to fully realize. On older laptops or USB 3.0 Gen 1 ports, speeds will be reduced, still faster than a standard flash drive, but not at the advertised ceiling. Buyers connecting to older hardware should set expectations accordingly and verify their device's USB generation before purchasing primarily for speed. The Lexar D50E wins this comparison, and the reasoning goes beyond specs. At $38 to $40, the D50E delivers up to 400 megabytes per second read and 360 megabytes per second write speeds in a solid-state dual-connector design, confirmed compatibility with iPhone 17, Android, Mac, and Windows, a durable metal housing built to last through daily carry, a 1 terabyte capacity ceiling for buyers who need to scale up, and a manufacturing standard backed by a brand with a 2-decade track record in flash memory. That combination of speed, compatibility, and reliability is what you are paying for, and for a device whose job is to reliably hold and move your files, those qualities are not optional extras. The Vansuny USB-C flash drive costs $16 to $20, roughly half the price, and for a specific buyer it is worth acknowledging honestly. If you are plugging into a desktop or laptop without any mobile transfer needs, you verify the connector fits your device before committing, and your use case is simple file archiving rather than active mobile workflows, the Vansuny can work for that narrow scenario. But the documented connector fit issues, iPhone incompatibility, and inconsistent speed reports make it a gamble that off-brand storage should not be. The Lexar D50E is the winner, and it earns that verdict without qualification. Both drives are linked in the description below. Go check current pricing before you buy, since flash drive prices at this tier move quickly. One reminder worth saying directly: off-brand storage is always a risk when your files actually matter to you. The price difference rarely covers the cost of what you lose if the drive fails or never works in the first place. If you want to make sure you know exactly what you are buying before you spend $1 on it, hit subscribe. This channel is built to protect your next purchase before you make it. The D50E wins this one. Thank you so much for watching.